great reminder. So keep this in mind, not only as you go through class today, but as you proceed in life off the mat. It says, health does not always come from medicine. Most of the time, it comes from peace of mind, peace in the heart, peace in the soul. It comes from laughter and love. And sometimes, friends, we think about health, right? Health and fitness. We think about our physical body. Don't forget about what it is that you're eating, who it is that you're taking in information from, spending time with. When you're alone, how are you spending your time? How are you speaking to yourself? All of those things really involve health as well. Don't just forget about our physical health, but our mental health. Super important. And I think I'm going to read it one more time because it's that good. Health does not always come from medicine. Most of the time, it comes from peace of mind, peace in the heart, peace in the soul. It comes from laughter and love. I love each and every one of you. We'll start there. You already knew that, but it's good to remind you sometimes, right? It's good to hear. So with that, I'm glad you made the choice to be here today. Do what you can. I know some of you are dealing with things. So do what you can. I'm glad you're here, and let's get to it. We're going to start today on our backs. Did I say that? I did. Right on our backs in my favorite posture. I would love to call this Shavasana, friends, but you know what? We'll be there before you know it. Now, if you are getting onto your back, can you grab your strap? I think your strap will be something that you might be grateful that you have while on your back. If you decide not to use the strap, that's okay too. Get yourself nice and cozy and comfy as you lie back, as you recline. Just take a moment and just settle in. If you're right near a wall behind your yoga mat, make sure you can extend your arms up and overhead without getting too close to the wall above you if you're lying down, behind you if you are seated. On your inhalation, go ahead and extend your arms overhead. Just get a nice stretch. Point your toes and really creating length in the body. And then as you exhale, hug the right knee into the chest. Take some time here as you begin to sway the knee from shoulder to shoulder, and take your time here. We are just beginning our practice. We are just starting to awaken the body, especially my friends. This is your first major movement of the day. And if it's early where you are, especially the earlier in the day we start, we want to just give ourselves time, a slow and steady breath, ujjayi breath in and out of the nose. Good. And then extend your right leg long, right where we started. Inhale, reach your arms overhead again, lengthen your body. Another good stretch. And when you exhale through the nose, hug the left knee in toward the chest. Take this time to sway the knee side to side. And you might notice one side feels very similar or the opposite, very different from the first side. So just taking in a bit of movement, deepening the breath, and then draw your right knee in to meet the left, and then just slowly swaying the knees from side to side. We're massaging our low backs, breathing into the mid back, and then soften your shoulders away from the ears. And then from here, let's take happy baby. So holding the arches of your feet, your knees will come wide. You could even hold your ankles or even your shins. Just taking time, swaying from side to side. Maybe even just staying centered on this beautiful Tuesday morning or afternoon, depending on where you're at, or maybe early morning, especially my friends watching this on demand, wherever you are, whatever time it is. Do what feels good in your body, my friends. That is the key. And then from here, simply let your feet come back down to the mat, and then broaden your feet the width of the mat. And as you exhale, just let your knees come together, your thighs at the center of your mat. And I want this to feel a nice stretch on the outer hips. For some of us, it might require a lot of effort to keep the legs together. So just do the best you can with it. Keep your pinky toes, the baby toes, pressed down into the mat rather than lifting to help get the knees together. Really getting a stretch intended here. And then slowly letting your knees drift apart. Toe heel your feet together at the center of your mat. And then just slowly allow your knees to open up. So your feet will stay centered, meet in the center of your mat. You could use yoga blocks if you'd like underneath your knees. You could also slide your heels away from your sit bones to lessen the intensity. Just taking a few breaths here, one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart, and really encouraging a softening, a letting go through the glutes, through the inner thighs, and through the hips. And we won't be here for too long, just giving your body the opportunity to soften, especially as we begin our practice. And very often we start out with the tightest version of our bodies naturally. As we move and breathe, connecting the two will help to open up our physical bodies. And then slowly take the hands to the outer thighs and then inhale. Encourage your knees to come back together. And you guessed it, friends, once again, bringing the knees into the chest. If you can, bring your nose to your knees now. Just continuing to engage the abdominals as we breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Sliding your shoulder blades down the back. And then exhale, release your head. Release your shoulders back down to the mat. Release your feet back down to the mat. And grab your strap. If you have your strap, a belt, or maybe you're using a towel, placing the strap around the arch of the right foot. Go ahead and extend your right foot to the sky. And the strap will be in each hand, just steadily holding. Now you can see from my demo, my left knee is bent. You can press your foot into the mat for support. If you want to go a little deeper, if you feel ready, extend your left leg long, keeping your left foot very actively flexed, and just taking a few breaths here, pressing your low spine into the mat, slowly encouraging your right toes a little closer to the wall behind your yoga mat. You'll feel an intensity through the stretch in the Achilles all the way down, and I'm drawing on my leg for those of you that need a visual, all the way down the back line of your left leg. Wonderful. And then take a moment and switch the strap into your right hand. Keep your right foot flexed. Your left hand is going to press into your left quad. And then exhale, take your right leg out to the side. Good. Now, again, if you have a yoga block and you'd like to use it, if your leg goes that broad, you might even want to just prop the leg up on the yoga block. The yoga block would likely be in its tallest setting. Otherwise, you're anchoring through your left heel, sit bone, and shoulder blade. You'll feel this through the inner right thigh. Good. And then inhale, come back up to center. Feel free to rebend your left knee, press your foot in, and reset the spine. And then if you can, extend your left leg long. You're going to take the strap, both sides, into your left hand, right hand onto the mat, and then just sliding your right heel, like you're drawing a line on the ceiling, just past the midline, past your navel. You don't need to go far here. And I want you to feel this stretch now through the outside of the right thigh, that IT band, the hamstring as well. Breathing into the intensity of the stretch, keeping your gaze soft, keeping your jaw soft. And then inhale, come back to center. Release the strap from your right foot. You can extend your leg long and just take a moment and windshield wiper the toes from side to side, breathing into the sole of the right foot all the way up through the right hip and glute. And then, my friends, when you're ready, extending your left leg, place the strap around the arch of the left foot, keeping the strap evenly placed in both hands. Right foot pressing into the mat or extending long. Flex your foot a little deeper. Draw your left toenails toward your shin, and then just slowly but surely, with the breath, take your tippy toes to the wall behind. Doesn't need to be a far or a deep movement, just finding the stretch. And sometimes in our yoga practice, friends, we might hold our jaw in a clenched position as we hold these isometric postures and stretches. So just be kind to your body, even opening and closing the mouth a few times. Inhale, switching the strap to your left hand. Right hand presses into the right leg. And then slowly, as you exhale, take it out to the left side. You'll feel the stretch through the left hamstring and to the inner thigh, propping the leg on a block or not. Right knee can still be bent, pressing firmly through the right foot or anchoring through the right heel. Sit bone and shoulder blade, keeping your body nice and balanced rather than tipping over to that left side. On your inhale, come up to center. Strap comes into the right hand. Left hand gets a break. Rest it at the side of the body. And then on your next few Ujjayi inhales and exhales, slowly slide your heel just across the navel to the right side of the space. And you should feel this, friends. I'm drawing right on my leg where you should feel this, right through the outside of the left thigh, even into the hip and glute. And this is a great one for the IT band, working diligently to keep your left foot flexed, drawing your toenails all the while toward your left shin. Take one more inhale here. Exhale through the nose. And then inhale, bring it back to center. Release your leg long. Place your strap off to the side. Windshield wiper the toes. I'm doing this on both sides. Why? It feels good. Why not? On your next breath, inhale, reach your arms overhead. Stretch your body long, just like we started today. And then exhale, bring your knees into the chest and then just gently rock up, coming up to a comfortable seat. And then Sukhasana. So any crisscross applesauce variation, once you are upright, feeling steady in your body, pressing your knees into yoga blocks or simply toward the earth. Breathing here, nice and steady in your Ujjayi breath. You might even close the eyes here. That is going to be completely up to you, my friends. And then on your inhalation, slowly circle the arms to the sky. And then exhale through the nose, hinge forward. This is where you can use a yoga block if you'd like. Just coming down, feel the stretch through the back body. Maybe you're coming about 40 or 50% of your effort. If your eyes are open, keeping your gaze forward. If your eyes are closed, keeping your gaze forward. Take another deep breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge a little deeper, maybe working about 70, 80% effort. And then inhale, walk your hands back to the legs. Still starting nice and slow this morning. On your next inhalation, left hand out to the side, right arm draws that beautiful rainbow shape up and overhead. Now remember, you can come down onto the elbow or press the earth away and then reach as if you're reaching for the left wall. And then once you can't go anymore, slide your finger down, reaching for where the floor meets the wall in your space on your left side. Good. Inhale back up through center. Feel the crown of the head lifting tall. Right fingertips come down, left arm up and over. Remember your options down to your right elbow or press the earth away. And friends, be surprised if you engage the way that I'm describing with my words, you will feel it a lot deeper for my friends that stay up on the right palm. One more breath here. Good. Inhale, come all the way up. Let your palms meet at the top. And exhale, cactus the arms, lift the heart. And as you exhale, arms will come down and forward, forward fold. Coming back maybe now to your deepest expression if you feel ready. If not, stay in about that 80% effort or whatever feels good. And then inhale, slowly walk your hands back to your legs. Take a moment to unravel the legs, hands come behind for support, feet come wide on the mat, and windshield wiper, knees side to side. There is something to be said for a gentle start to your practice. And I always like to think of these classes as if there's a time in life where you do want to move, you want to breathe, but you just want to be gentle and kind to your body, to yourself. Shut off that internal critic. They're always there to turn back on. If your mind works like mine, they're always there. Trust me. This is a great time to embrace your yoga practice. All right, now as you come back to center, crisscross applesauce Sukhasana the other direction. So this might be your unnatural choice. So whatever way you were the first time, just change it up. That's right, some fancy footwork there. I love it. On your inhalation, press down through the knees, lift up through the crown. And take your exhale, just feel the shoulders melting diligently away from the ears. And then as you inhale, just a simple turn to the right. So left hand to the right knee, right fingertips behind, just like a kickstand on a bicycle. Take your time and settle into your twist. Taking a few breaths here today. We're not going to rush through this twist. So give yourself permission to explore. Inhaling as you find length, exhaling as you deepen. And once you find your deepest expression, stay there. Inhale, lengthen again. And then to deepen, it might just mean a deeper sigh through the mouth or exhaling through the nose. Inhale, come back to center. Notice no arms today, just lengthening through the crown. And then exhale, twisting to the left, right hand to the left leg, left fingertips behind. Take your time, inviting space in, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose, deepening your twist, each release. One more inhale and exhale. Inhale, friends. This time center, add the arms in, reach for the sky. And you guessed it, exhale, hinge forward, reach far. Hands will come to the earth and then find your deepest expression. If you want to go a little less, be my guest. Take one more inhale wherever you are, another inch of length in the spine, and exhale, giving yourself permission today to just be as you are, honoring your body. Inhale, walk your hands back to the legs, unravel hands behind for support, and let's windshield wiper. Breathing into the hips. I've noticed in my own time on my mat, as I like to call it, my playtime, right? As I experiment, it helps me build sequences for classes. It helps me to become a better yoga practitioner, hopefully, and teacher. And it allows me to just invite space in. We always are programmed, right, in society to go for it, hurry up, let's move it, as I mentioned earlier. So this is just a nice way to invite space in. All right, we're going to come to seated straddle position. So either stay straight or maybe turn sideways on your mat, whatever's going to work best for your body and for you. And I forgot to mention a yoga block would be great here. Oh, look at that. Maybe you had it right nearby. You didn't have to move like I did. That's all right. I'm going to choose the medium setting. So the medium height for my block, and I'm just going to place it right in front. You may decide you're not using your block today, friends, and that is okay. One really important reminder, feet can be relaxed. Oh, no, no. Engage the feet. And we do that by going, watch this little fun movement. Hey, there they go. Flex your feet just like you're standing on the ground. And then really root down through your sit bones. Feel the stretch just by in the seated posture in your inner thighs and your groin. And feel the stretch through the Achilles and the soles of the feet. Feel the lengthening through the sides of the waist. Now on your inhalation, we're going to simply twist to the left. Right hand is going to come to your block. Left hand will come behind. Now, don't let me get you there too comfortable. Come back to center. Inhale and exhale to the right. Inhale, switch. Exhale, left. Inhale. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale left. So just a few more. So just noticing the dynamic option when we come into twists. So each inhale, you're twisting toward the other side. Each exhale, you're in your final destination on that side. So you might be moving at a different pace than myself or your neighbor on the screen. That's okay. Just start to notice your inner thighs. Start to notice your sit bones. And then just notice how it feels to be in your body, alert, strong, and steady. And wherever you're at, give me one more twist on each side. Meet me in the center on your inhale. Inhale, reach the crown of the head tall. Exhale, just slide your block forward. We're going to come into our deepest expression. And that again might be 50, 60%. And then inhale, slide your block back toward your body. Good. Exhale, hinge. Inhale to rise, come all the way back up. One more. Exhale, slide your block forward. And inhale all the way back up. Beautiful. Now, for you, you might switch the block to the lowest setting or the tallest setting. And we're just going to bring our elbows to the block and just kind of be in again at about 50, 60, maybe even 70% effort. And what I mean by that is how deep your physical body goes into the posture. If you're ready, you don't want to block, just place your elbows to the sides of the block. You'll keep that block nice and sturdy and ask yourself, do I feel the stretch? If the answer is yes, perfect. Could I go deeper? If the answer is yes, you're exactly where you need to be. So just hanging out here for about 2 more breaths. I like to think of the breath as clearing out the cobwebs. Yes, we can go deeper, and we will eventually. Inhale, bring your hands back up to the block. Good. On your exhalation, get really tall through the spine. Slide your block back in to the inner thighs. And then we're going to start left again. Just start to slide the block along the out or the inside of the left leg. Twist your torso toward your left leg. Inhale tall. And then exhale. Press your block out. Inhale. Come back up. You might leave the block where it is, just as a marker. Exhale. Slide your block a little further. Inhale back up, maybe block stays. Last one, find your deepest expression here. And for me, the block is gonna go actually beyond my foot. That way my arms can be out, but my right hand is on the block, helping us to frame our extended leg. And again, notice the sensations in the inner thighs, notice the sensations through the hamstring, and then inhale, one motion, come all the way back in, slide your block in, as we bring it to the lowest setting, and now slide it along the other leg. Inhale tall, exhale, twist your torso toward your right leg. Inhale again, and exhale. About 30 or 40% effort. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, about 50 or 60. Inhale up, and final. Exhale, come all the way down. Arms are extended. And again, this might be your 80% type of practice today, and I'm okay with that. Do you feel the stretch? Do you feel the release? That is where we want to be. On your next inhalation, slide your block all the way back in, bring it to center, and then exhale, woo, taking it all the way out. It's like we're playing with building blocks, right, friends? This is a yoga Lego edition. Take another deep breath in. Exhale. Can you push that block out another inch away from the body? Stay here for about 2 to 3 breathing cycles. Breathe. Keep your gaze forward. Keep your heart away from the navel. And then inhale. Use your lats. Push into the block and then pull the block all the way back in. String pulling the crown of the head tall. Exhale, soften. Windshield wiper your toes. Very great way to open gently, right? That's the idea about today's practice. Now bring your legs in. If you would like to join me, windshield wipering, just anything to neutralize, doesn't need to be perfect. Once or twice, and then snap, crackle, pop if your joints are like mine. No pain, just pop. I ate Rice Krispies for breakfast. Ha ha. And bring your legs around. And friends, we are going to come right into table pose, modify as needed if you didn't know. And we're going to work into the wrists just a little bit. So as you find your table pose, simply find your inhale and spin your fingers to face your knees, external rotation. This is the only hand placement we're going to do today. So inhale, send your heart forward. Exhale, sit toward your heels. Now, if you're doing this class and you're seated, you could always place your hands up against the wall. If you are up against the wall, standing or seated, you're going to simply place your fingers to face the ground. Your thumbs will be facing the right and left side. And this is a great way to find movement without gravity as well. Keep the breath flowing through the forearms. This is another one. If you do any kind of weight training where you're holding weights, even light weights as light as 1 or 2 pounds, it really requires grip strength. So this is a great way to stretch before you even pick up that set of weights or even those resistance bands as well, friends. One more inhale, one more exhale. Perfect. Shake out the wrists, do what you need to do, come back to your neutral hand placement. Keep the Ujjayi breath flowing. And then would you join me in cat-cows? Inhale, arch your spine, lower your belly, gazing up. Oh yeah, necessary. Exhale, round, push the floor away. C-curve your spine, chin to chest, broadening the upper back. In cat, inhaling as you arch. For cow, oh yeah, and exhale, rounding into cat, really enjoying the benefits of the front and back body. Inhale once again, arching as you come into your cow. Exhaling as you press the floor away into cat. Now one more round, but a very active round. So as you find yourself sliding into cow, heart is sliding through the biceps. Activate the palms, pull the palms toward your knees. Feel the upper body engage. And then exhale, spread your shoulder blades apart, broaden your upper back, chin to chest, navel into spine. Inhale, come back into a neutral table posture, and then right shoulder to right hip, and then left to left. So you're just, as if you're wagging slow motion, your imaginary puppy dog tail. You can even gaze over your shoulder and gaze down toward the hip. And you're going to feel a nice lengthening in one side of the waistline. And you're going to feel a great activation as the other side contracts. Give me one more on each side, checking in with your breath. Perfection. Back to neutral. Inhale, tuck your toes. Exhale, sit bones up and back. Down dog. Start to walk your dog. And this is where you can take some time, have some freedom in your movement. I'll be nodding my head yes and no, opening and closing the jaw. If you want to go a little deeper into the hamstrings, you can press your heels firmly into the mat and press the mat away from you. This will take your belly a little closer to the thighs. You'll get into the lats, the shoulders, the underarms. Very nice. And then friends, walk your feet up to your hands, coming into forward fold. Hands can be on blocks here or simply clasp opposite elbows. And this will take you into ragdoll. Bend your knees if you want a little less heat in your hamstrings. If you desire a little more, legs will stay straight. You'll even place some extra weight into the forefront of the foot, toward the balls of the feet and toes gripping the mat. Start to sway side to side. Just take a few very gentle, fluid-like movements, letting gravity to help decompress the spine, lifting through the sit bones. And then come to center, take in your longest breath of the practice. Breathe in and around the shoulder blades. Allow for a pause in the breath and a deep release. And then release your hands to just dangle. Inhale, reach your hands wide, and then coming all the way up. Take your time. And then reach your hands skyward. Exhale, cactus shape the arms, lift your heart, take a breath here. And exhale, hands come to your sides, to Tadasana. And just take a few moments. You might find some organic movement of the jaw, moving your head and neck. And just notice where the body might be holding on to tension. We're standing in Tadasana, but taking the liberty to just know your body, creating movements that will allow for that opportunity to soften, to release, to help create space. Embracing this breath, this moment, not being in a hurry. Very nice, friends. And then eventually you'll come to center. As you do on your inhalation, shrug your shoulders to the ears, up nice and high, and hold at the top of the inhale. Open mouth, sigh, let it go. Ah. 2 more of those. On your own accord, inhaling, breathing in, find the shrug of the shoulders. Hold the tension in with mindfulness. Hold at the top of the breath. Let it go. Sending all the tension, all the resistance out of the body. And once again, inhale, shrug the shoulders. Breathing in all the love that this moment holds for your body, and pause. Let it all go. Very nice, friends. Bring your feet together, maybe to broaden or narrow your base, that is. Engage your glutes. Think of yourself as channeling your inner mermaid or merman. Legs are one unit. Inhale, interlace your fingers behind your back. And as you exhale, I don't want you to think of this as a back bend, but I rather want you to think of this as squeeze the shoulder blades and then make your arms as long as you can, but not back bending, but broadening through the front of the body. Now keep that length. Stay active in your body. Inhale, grow longer through the neck as the crown of the head comes high. Stay active. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Breathe. You'll feel this all the way down through the left shoulder, bicep. Good. And then chin to chest. Keep breathing. Ujjayi breath. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Keep your arms active. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Arms as long as they can be. And then chin to chest. Inhale, find neutral head placement. And then exhale, simply relax the arms to your side. Breathe into your arms. Breathe into the sensations of the fingers. Very nice. And keep your feet right where they are and then clasp opposite elbows. I don't want you to interlace your elbows. That would be really weird. Inhale, reach your forearms overhead. Now relax your shoulders down. Find that long neck once again. And then exhale, reach over to your left side. Good. Now this will come, yes, through the right shoulder, the arm, the tricep, but also the right oblique. Inhale. Now reach your elbows up to the ceiling. So don't just come to center, but lengthen. And then exhale over to the right side. So we're really going deep into the left side body, shoulder, tricep. Inhale, back to center. Reach your elbows high. Exhale, final time over to your left side. Breathe into the right waist, right body. Inhale, center. Can you grow another inch taller? Exhale over to the right side. Beautiful, friends. Inhale back up to center. And then exhale, release your arms and then simply come into your forward fold. Bend your knees if you want a little less. Legs are straight if you want more. Inhale, Arda, halfway lift. Find length in your spine. And then exhale, palms to the mat, step or hop, plank pose. Modify as needed. Knees can come down to the mat. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra shape. And exhale, back to down dog. Very nice, friends. We created some space in the upper body, the mid body. So just really channel into the deepest Ujjayi breath of the day and really root through your fingers, all 10 toes, your heels, any parts of the hands and feet that are finding the mat connection. On your next inhalation, lift your right heel to the sky. Exhale, step between your hands. Left knee will come down as you find low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Now take a moment, even roll the shoulders once, maybe even twice, and really feel that softening of the shoulders. Keep your shoulders relaxed, and then slowly inhale to bring your arms up without clenching the jaw or raising the shoulders by the ears. So again, we adjust. And then take your thumbs back just a little closer to the wall behind you. And then from here, friends, exhale, cactus your arms. I want you to really focus on that back bend. So lengthening through the left quad and hip flexor, lift your heart. Beautiful. And then exhale, frame your right foot. And then just step back into down dog. When you're ready, inhale, lift your left heel to the sky. Hips stay nice and even here. And exhale, step between your hands, right knee comes down. A few shoulder rolls to reset. Good. Once you feel that spaciousness, and inhale, you can lift your hands. Take your time to create your shapes and just really feel, where am I able to soften, even in the shape? If it's all right with your body, exhale. Cactus shape, accentuating the back bend. Feel the length from the right knee to the right hip flexor. Lift your heart. And then exhale, frame your left foot and step back. Into either down dog or plank, we'll take a vinyasa, optional of course. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra, lengthen shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, back to down dog. Very, very nice. And then on your next inhalation, lift your right heel to the sky. And exhale, step between your hands, come into high lunge, also known as crescent. Same idea. Roll the shoulders a few times. Take your time and really notice how that feels in the body. Think Tadasana arms once you're all set. Good. And then interlace your fingers behind your back. And like we did earlier, not back bending, but find your arms long. So slide your knuckles down the back left leg. Feel a lifting through the heart and just really lengthening through the sides of the neck. And from here, right ear to right shoulder. Breathe into that. We're challenging your balance, your concentration, but soften your jaw. Don't forget to breathe. Inhale, center. Exhale, left to left. Good. Legs still working, building strength while softening. Inhale, center. Exhale, release your hands. Frame your right foot. Step back to down dog. And then when you're ready, inhale, lift your left heel to the sky. Hips stay nice and even. Exhale, step between the hands, finding crescent lunge. I love this variation because we have the freedom to roll the shoulders. Find what feels good in your leg. Maybe a deeper lunge today, maybe not so deep. And then when you're ready, clasp behind the back. Squeeze your shoulder blades and then fine tune. Lengthen the arms, lengthen the neck. All those details that I'm here to remind you. Breathing. On your inhalation, find your longest spine and then exhale left to left. You might notice one side is more or less agreeable than another. Inhale through center, exhale right to right. Anybody else's legs trembling from this isometric hold? Me too. Inhale center, exhale release, and frame your left foot. Now step back to either plank or down dog. Walk your dog or move through vinyasa. Chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, up dog, lengthen the neck. And exhale, back to down dog. Take this time to walk your dog and take this time, nod your head yes. Nod your head no. So this practice is a way that we can just train ourselves on the mat to be mindful, creating space, even though we're strengthening the lower body, working balance in crescent lunge or low lunge. We can also be focusing on creating space in the upper body. So our yoga practice is very valuable to all of these elements. So slowly walk your hands back to your feet. Bend through your knees, hands to thighs. And then take your time and slowly rolling up. Your head, your neck eventually will stack. Keep your knees soft. Keep your breath abundant. And just take some shoulder rolls, but go your unnatural way. So for most of us, that'll be back, up, and then forward. And just notice how that feels. You might have to put a little more thought into this direction. And now go to the opposite direction or whatever your natural direction is. The one that comes without thinking. Really nice. Now bend your elbows, draw some circles with your elbows. The larger the circles, the more we can release. Inhaling, breathing in new energy. Some deep sighs, just getting rid of the old. Very, very nice, friends. Really nice. And then find yourself standing at the front or at the middle of your yoga mat or somewhere in between. Doesn't have to be perfect. Feet about hips distance. And then just a little more for the upper body. Right hand is going to come behind the back like so. And then you could either hold on to your right wrist or your right hand can hold on to the left bicep. See which one feels better for you. Inhale, lengthen through all four sides of your neck. You can close your eyes here. And then exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Now we've done a lot for the upper body. This is a great way to just check in. Start to slowly bring your chin toward your left collarbone. Stay there for a few breaths. Each inhale, bringing in the new. Each exhale, releasing the old. And then roll your head back. Staying on that left side, but stretching the front right quadrant of the neck. And then back, chin to left collarbone. Exhale, left to left. Now take a deep breath in. Allow yourself to hold at the top of your inhale. A big sigh. Release your right arm to your side. Breathe into your right side. Neck, jaw, and shoulder. Take a full rotation. Bring your chin to your chest. Any direction, friends, does not matter to me. Breathing through any resistance. Take one more rotation. Notice if you might be holding on in the jaw, holding your breath. Eventually bring your head to neutral once you've taken your rotations. And then from here, inhale, shrug your shoulders, hold at the top of the breath. And release, big sigh. Your other option, left hand behind the back to the sacrum, or you can hold the right bicep Inhale, grow tall through all four sides of your neck. Shoulders relax, jaw relax. Exhale, right to right. Breathing into any and all sensations, welcoming what comes your way. Chin to the right collarbone. Breathe into the back left side of your neck, your shoulder, your jaw. And then just rolling on the right side toward the back right shoulder. Stretching the front left side of the neck. And then hovering eventually right over right. Just be playful here. There's no agenda. You don't have to hit points a certain amount of times. And then eventually, taking a full rotation, perhaps the opposite direction of the first way you did. And eventually changing directions. So even if you notice halfway through, you meant to go the other way, just embrace what is, where you're at. Chin eventually will come to chest, and then to neutral as you sigh. Left hand frees from the right arm. Deep breath. Ujjayi breaths, cleansing the upper body. Allowing yourself to stay in this meditative state, coming to the front of your mat if you're not already there. Eyes can be open or closed for a vinyasa. Inhale, circle your arms. Feel the space we've created in the upper body. And then exhale, forward fold, knees bent or straight. Inhale, Ardha, slide your shoulder blades down your back. Exhale, palms to the mat, find plank pose. Exhale, straight to dog or come through chaturanga, elbows hug your ribs. Inhale, back bend of your choice. And then from here, child's pose. Take your knees broad, big toes together at the center of your mat. Keep your arms extended forward and just taking rest. Noticing how it feels in your body. Press the mat away from you. Take your sit bones even closer to your heels. Just embracing the space we've created, distance between the shoulders and the ears. Press your palms firmly into the mat and then spin your triceps inward and up. You'll feel your lats engage. Breathing in and around the shoulder blades as if to cleanse. And then slowly draw your elbows toward your knees. Taking a few deeper cleansing breaths. Drawing wisdom from the earth into your body. And exhaling through the nose, anything no longer needed, no longer serving you in your body. Breathing in the new. Releasing negative energy, sadness, anger, distress. And just slowly let your palms face the sky, externally rotate. Relax your fingers. Just asking Earth for exactly what you need, your intention. And then slowly pressing up. And grabbing a block on your way onto your back. And we focused a lot today on the upper body, just releasing moving energy, which is always a good thing. And I don't want us to feel stagnant here in this region. So we're going to lie our pelvis on our block. So once you're slowly reclined, you can bend your knees, lift your hips, and the block can be on the lowest setting for most of us, and then just let it right underneath your pelvic region. And then once you're comfortable, feel free to adjust the block as many times as needed. Extend one or both legs. You'll feel a nice release through this region of the body in the hip flexors, soften your glutes, and then you could just let your arms rest at your side. And if you are not comfortable extending both legs, just extend one at a time. I'll cue you when it's time to switch. Just honoring your Ujjayi breath. Allowing your attention to dive deep within. Attention just swimming around the pelvic region, through the sensations, through the resistance. And just honoring whatever is coming up for you. Go ahead and switch legs for those of you extending one leg at a time. Time to extend the other leg. The rest of us just remaining as you are. Distancing the shoulders from the ears once again. And just scanning your full body, giving your attention, giving a nurturing breath. And the energy the breath brings in to those regions of the body that might be holding on. All right, friends, slowly bringing your right knee in. You can leave your left leg extended. And if it's possible, just hold the right knee in toward the chest. You'll get a nice stretch through the left inner thigh, maybe even a little deeper into the hip flexor. And then extend your right leg long where it once was and bring the left knee in. Relax your right leg back onto the earth. And then bring the right knee in to meet the left. As long as it's comfortable, your back is still on the block. You can stay as you are or extend your legs to the thigh. You can keep your legs together, just taking a moment to let the legs drain. You can hold the legs on the upper portion or just let your arms rest at your side. And it won't take too long. You might start to notice some tingling sensations through the feet and legs. This is very natural. Sometimes I will even place a strap, just like you're putting a belt around your waist, but placing it around mid-thigh, just to hold the leg so that you can really just relax. And sometimes I'll even do this with the legs up the wall. I'll do this for about 5 minutes before bedtime, just to help promote circulation. Go ahead and start to bend your knees. Let your feet come back down onto the mat. And then slowly lift your hips. You can place your block off to the side, lower your spine safely to the mat. And then extend your left leg long, bring your right knee into the chest, and exhale, take it over for a supine twist. Your right arm can reach far from the body. Now, if you want a more restorative twist, just relax the arms. They'll just come back to connect with your mat. Just really letting go. Gravity will do all the work here. Still getting all the benefits of a twist. And then slowly release the twist. Inhale, left knee in to the chest and exhale. Supine twist. On your second side, left arm reaches far. Right hand will be on the outer thigh or just surrender. All effort from your body, gravity will do the work. And either variation just feels so good in the body. And then as you come back to center, bring your knees into your chest. Friends, if you would like another twist or any other postures that feel good, feel free to take them at this time. Otherwise, distance the shoulders from your ears. Inhale, bring your nose into your knees, pausing at the top of your inhalation. If there's space, take in one more sip of air. And with a sigh, extending your body, take up space on your mat. Let your natural breath return. And taking rest in Shavasana. Health does not always come from medicine. Most of the time, it comes from peace of mind, peace in the heart, peace in the soul. It comes from laughter, and it comes from love. Right where you are, starting to notice your body in space, wiggling your toes, your fingers, opening and closing the jaw. And a slow turn to one side with your head. And then the other, breathing into all and any sensations. And as you take your next breath, reach your arms overhead, stretch your body long, point your toes. And as you exhale, one final hug of your knees into the chest, swaying or circling the knees, massaging your low back. And as you feel ready, rolling to one side, use your arm as a pillow, just a moment for stillness, for gratitude. And when you feel ready, pressing up to a comfortable seat. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide your practice. I hope you can notice the space we've created. I hope that you can keep a sense of peace with you throughout your day. And I look forward to seeing you again on Thursday for yoga and meditation. Have a lovely rest of your day, friends. Thanks again. Namaste. Thank you so much. Take good care. Bye-bye.